Good morning, Tucson, Arizona, and Pima County. Welcome to the Fresh Start Show. This is Tom Cortez. Dr. Damon T. Holt has flown out to Washington, D.C. this morning so that he could speak in a symposium over the weekend on trauma, the new public health risk emergency that is happening in this country. And we thank you for joining us this day in Pima County. Welcome. Get your breakfast, get your coffee, get up and pay attention. Take notes, whatever it is you need to do in order for your life to move forward. We at Fresh Start are always offering the opportunity for resources so you can move forward into that future. Today, I have William Bryan, who's been on the show a couple times. He's my co-host today, and I have a couple friends that I have worked with over the years in the expo, in the clinics, and with the orientations out at the prison. And I'm going to introduce them in a little bit. But we got to do a little bit of business right now. And this morning, 8 a.m., it starts. Market on the Move at Zion City, Santa Cruz campus at Ajo and Mission. Get out there, man, from 8 to 10 or until we run out of food, up to 60 pounds of produce for a $10 donation. Yes, and you know what? Yes. You cannot do that by yourself.
Absolutely.
You got to share it.
It's something that you will get full off of nutritiously, and it will sustain something for the family, the children, and it's just something to get out and see the people.
Amen. And that's so good. And here, we're going to be out there. And then May 17th, from 9 to 1, we are going to be at Goodwill of Southern Arizona. Okay? And we're going to have the judges out there. And we're going to do Quash Your Warrant Day. And we're going to get you out there, and we're going to work on fines, and we're going to work on warrants so people don't have to leave their house looking over their shoulder, wondering if they're going to get arrested that day, put in jail, lose their vehicle, lose their home, have their credit affected because they didn't take care of a warrant that all they had to do was show up at Fresh Start, and we get you before a judge. So God bless you folks if you want to take that chance every day, but we're offering you an option. And that option is to be free from the shackles of your past and move into a future where you are free on all your limbs and can move forward with others in this community. And others in this community, my dear friends, Deb and Denver are here today. They're going to tell you where they're from, what they're doing now. I started working with them back 2, 3, 4 years ago. Perception Counseling was coming into the orientations, and they were offering this wonderful opportunity for people to be able to stay at a halfway house for free and receive the counseling and the behavioral health needs that they were necessary for them to move forward. And you know what? I jumped right on board because Deb is real enthusiastic about helping people from our past have a future that could be rid of our past. And Denver, who is like us,
absolutely,
right?
Yes, sir.
Comrade. And you know, anybody that has done time, I don't care if it's 24 hours. At some point during that time, you figured out, I'm not in control of this. Somebody else is controlling the doors. Somebody else is controlling my actions. You know, I can only control this, my head and my heart. Okay? And now we are trying to heal heads and hearts. And these people are doing a wonderful job through the community. I'm going to allow them to introduce themselves and tell you a little bit about what they're doing, and then we're going to dive in. Denver, jump in first.
Praise and glory to my Father God, man. I can't say it any better than that. I'm here representing Perception Counseling in the direction that we're going, a direction that I've been enabled to go, dependent upon this woman right here next to me, Deborah Louder. And the fact that I've gotten a second chance and that my Lord forgives me and I've been able to move and distance myself from that past. And there's nothing I believe in more than serving a disenfranchised population.
Absolutely.
You know?
Say that every time.
And where we're going, like I said, I work at Perception Counseling. I love my job. I get no better payout than watching the change in the people that I interact with, those people from that population.
Absolutely.
And now we have coming up another catalyst for change, as the slogan says for Perception, and that is the Safe Harbor Project. It's a reentry program. Deborah's going to tell you about that. And then equally, we also have tax exemption, and a nonprofit organization that's called Bridging Futures. Look us up,
Absolutely.
man,
Blessings,
because
blessings.
we are not waiting for funding or contributors. We've done this on our own coin, and we are going to change first the city of South Tucson and that community, and we're going to spread out to Tucson as a whole.
Where do they look you up? Where do they find you?
And they find us on the website. It's bridging-futures.org. They can find us at 1213 East Warehouse Avenue. That is Perception Counseling. And they can find us with this Safe Harbor project that I'll let Deborah tell you about later on.
Deb Loader, come on in.
Hey,
baby.
yeah.
Hi, everyone. It's really great to be here. I love it. I am Deborah Lowther Hayes, Director, CEO, Chief Bottle Washer, Cook, Dishwasher.
Yes, ma'am.
For the last 15 years, as Denver says, a catalyst for change, and we're very, very excited. I had an opportunity to become part of the project for 5 or 6 months of men coming out of DOC, and I got connected with Tommy and Fresh Start, and oh my gosh, and you know, I was able to have a table out there providing resources for people to when they came out, because what do they need when they come out? We don't know. But when they come out, they come there and we find out
Yes,
and we
ma'am.
help them.
Yes, ma'am.
And so we had a table there, and lo and behold, last year I got a cold call, and a wonderful man, Bert Jones, called and said, I heard you're looking for a house. And I said, a house? And I said, oh, yes, we are looking for a house. And I go, what do you got? First of all, I said, are you a believer? I don't know why I asked that. I don't
Absolutely.
usually.
Yes,
I said,
yes.
are you a believer? And he said, I am. And I said, okay, now we can talk. I don't
There ain't
even
no
know
doubt
it,
about it.
but
Yes.
it was wonderful. I just been through a discipleship training at church, so it was really cool. I like to sing in church too, so talking's I'm a little bit off on my talking, but I love to sing. So
The house.
the house, he said, you got to come out and see this. People from another church, Zion Church, one of the pastors had been there and invited people from all over the world to pray in this backyard. Pastors.
Yeah.
And I walked in, I had chills just walking through the whole place. He opened all the windows and the curtains and I just looked at this and I'm like, I just thought, Perception Transitional Recovery Home.
Wow.
And it just,
Wow.
it just spoke very loudly to me. So we got together. We thought, well, how are we going to do this? We've got Pima County Sheriff Nanos, Governor Katie Hobbs. Let's see, who else is on there? Judge Chuck Pyle.
Oh, yeah.
I got a chance, the opportunity
Second
to meet
chance.
him. Second Chance
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Program
amen.
Judge. He is wonderful.
Yeah,
oh my
amen.
gosh, we love him. Got a chance to do the needles in the ears and learn how to
Yeah,
do
he
all
does the
that.
acupuncture.
Yeah,
wonderful. Yeah,
acupuncture.
absolutely.
I'm
Yeah.
certified
Acu-detox, as a
now.
matter of fact.
Yeah, Acu-Detox. He does a wonderful job. He and his wife, Senator Mark Kelly. These are just a few people that started coming into my life that I'd never met, and that believe in what we're doing. We had 5 or 6 months to do this project, and providing resources through our collaborative resources, Fresh Start, Goodwill, getting their records sealed, getting your warrant squashed, so you don't have to be looking over their shoulders. I just love it.
Arizona at Work. Kenny
Arizona at
Curio,
Work,
yeah,
Kenny.
all those guys.
Yes, and then now, so we thought we'd open back up the 90-day project where the men come out, they spend 90 days getting enrolled, invested, and then what we'd like to do now is start our Bridging Futures, where when they get done with the 90 days to 6 months, that they go on to Bridging Futures. So that is our project that we're heavily involved in working on right now. And I'm just really excited. I'm really
Excuse me,
excited.
can I ask a question? You said that you was doing this. How
Mm-hmm.
was you guys participating? How was you guys funded with this?
We have not been funded with the programming that we're doing. I did get an opportunity to be introduced to a grant writer. So we are now beginning to, I'm learning about grant writing and to see what that's all about, because, you know, there's a lot of needs. You know, these men coming out, there's needs. There's a lot of needs to be met.
And you solely been doing this on
And
your
we've
own?
been solely doing this on our own, out of our own pockets. We also have a commercial flooring, Aztec flooring that my husband owns.
No, plug it.
Oh, yeah, there,
Plug it.
yeah.
I mean,
That's
yeah,
Russ.
however
Yeah.
we can get
Yeah,
funding
right.
for perception and building
Yeah.
bridges. I mean, let's
Right,
get funding,
yeah.
okay? Because this is moving people toward a future that they deserve.
Yes.
And a lot of people may not believe that, but you know what? It's said that once your time is served, you've paid your debt, and you can move forward into a community
That ain't always
that
how
doesn't
it is.
remember your past.
Absolutely.
And you know what?
That's not how it always is.
That's not how it is.
Hey, Will.
They always remember it.
Will, would you like to talk a little bit about, you know, the partnership with Ernie Medina and him being a retired officer and where we're headed with that? I mean, you do know quite a bit about where I'm going with that and why it's so vitally important to the whole of all of this, especially the location.
Well, we had the opportunity to meet a gentleman named Ernie Medina, and he's a fine gentleman. He's a product of Tucson. He is a voice, he's an advocate, he's a retired police officer, and he has always stepped up to the plate to try to do for his people, as well as Miss Deb. We had the opportunity to introduce her with him, and we waiting to bridge some type of gap with this so we can team up with this guy to try to put something together. But this guy literally has rented his building, leased his building, and we're looking forward to probably potentially starting our own nonprofit organization within the confines of what we got going on with his respects. And just the other day, I was a part of a training exercise with the police down at the building, and he's still a part of the
community.
force, the team, the community. And what he mentioned is, if I could bring the recidivism down, it could help the community grow. So that's where Ms. Deb is so much of an intricate factor to this, because what she can contribute to this is so impactful with the voice of Mr. T and the awesome Dr. Damon Hope.
Yeah, thanks, bro, for bringing that home. You know, where does the heart come from for you to do this?
For me, being 17 years trauma-informed specialist, my heart is wanting to be able to help these men and women coming out. There's a lot of trauma. Mine is behavioral health, mental health, making sure that we're able to get them on the road to recovery. If there are past drug use, we want to bring them out, get them enrolled into intensive outpatient treatment.
Has there ever been any opioid studies on your part with this?
Yes, as a matter of fact, that's what we're doing right now. Is the opioid studies with the fentanyl, the methamphetamine, ketamine. I'm actually getting ready to write a brand new program, evidence-based programming,
Wow, praise him,
for
praise
this.
him, yes.
specifically because it's hot on the charts
And how's
right
that
now.
being funded?
Again,
Again.
her own coin.
By
She-
your own, by your own money,
Yes.
out of your own
she-
pocket.
She has
Yes.
invested
Yes.
all of her savings.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's absolutely incredible, and I've
Wow.
known this since I learned about perception counseling years ago, and I've known this about Deb, and that she had a heart for saving our futures, but it wasn't just about getting us to stop using drugs or getting us to stop drinking. It was what we talk about on this show
Ain't
all
no
the
doubt.
time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Opening your mouth and communicating what happened to you, because that is what got you to the place that got you to the place that got you to the joint.
Right.
Okay? Because once we start to deal with the underlying issues, and the straight issue is trauma.
Trauma.
It is compound, it is complex, it is acute, okay? But it is trauma. And once you start dealing with the traumas that have affected your past, you start to see the symptoms is what those drug addictions, those alcoholisms, pornography, whatever it may be, workaholic, they start to fade away. And you start to have less need for those things and more need for addressing the issue. And as Denver and I were talking about earlier, we have to always remember having been addicted at one time. And because of those traumas, and I'd say it all the time, 20, 30, 40, 50-year-old men throwing tantrums like they're little children. And you're saying, what's wrong with that
him.
dude?
Yes,
Right?
yeah.
He had a trauma as a kid that he never dealt with. And he
That's
just
right.
got triggered into that environment.
That's right.
And how do you react to it? With the only tool you had when you were a little child. But now we're adults. And now we have a bigger toolbox, and it's filled with more tools. And now we don't have to react like a child anymore. But we have to stop and remember that we're not that little child when we got
Absolutely.
triggered into that environment. And step back and say, I'm an adult. Let me open this toolbox and deal with this
Yes.
situation in the proper fashion. We are responsible to deal with healing from our traumas. Or else, as Dr. Holt has put it in his book, we will bleed on people that did not cut us.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And we keep
I love that.
hemorrhaging on friends and family and stuff like that. And we don't know any better. And that's what these people are here for. Let me tell you, man, they are here not only to, because they were doing the walks up a mountain and stuff like that with the
Yeah,
groups and
right.
stuff like
Yeah.
that. And it was a community.
Yes.
That's
I
what
mean,
I love.
they were hooking arms. They were
Collaboration.
right, and I don't know what you guys got going right at now at the moment, but I mean, I thought that was super cool.
Yes.
That
Yes.
we're gonna get together. We're gonna do this as a family.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
and that's beautiful to me, and I thank you
Yeah.
guys for that, and I thank you for your continued. And I ask our audience to please, if you have the opportunity, to donate and volunteer. And if you're from the medical field, behavioral health field, go out and see them, man. See what you can do to
Please.
help this move into the future, because right now there are a lot of people doing this that are doing it for the wrong reason.
That's
Yes,
right.
sir. Talk to
Right.
him.
There are people that are doing this
Talk.
just to put money in their pocket, and these
Yeah.
people are putting the funds out of their own pockets to make sure that we can have a future. And I always include me in that, because I'm not done either. I'm still shattered and broken in so many different ways that need work, but you know what? I am confident, because of the work that's been done,
Absolutely.
that the work that's left to be done, we have the help to do it.
And the people that you're working with now, T, the most biggest thing that you could have said that you didn't say is the hope. The hope that you putting in
Yeah.
with Miss Deb,
Yeah.
with Dr. Hope,
Yeah,
these guys, you believing in the concept.
yeah,
You buying into the theory of knowing that trauma is something that it will pick on any and everybody, from
Yeah.
children to
Grown adults.
animals.
yeah.
Trauma does not hesitate nobody.
No.
Trauma will pick on anybody, and it will be something that you will deal with for the rest of your life if you don't address it.
And it will alter you from that moment for the rest of your life.
Goodness, absolutely.
You know, and unless you go
Yeah.
back, and you
Yeah.
can speak on this, please.
And it's important that you have a safe place to do that, where
right.
you know what you say is in confidence. And I mean, I myself, you know, HIPAA and me are best friends, lifelong friends.
Absolutely.
And
Amen.
you know what I did notice when the men were coming out is that, you know, they had a trust factor with me, that they knew that that was never going to be repeated to anybody. Nothing ever is going to. We're not going to be talking about it on the radio, but you know, I mean, we're not going to do that. But you know, a person needs to have a safe place to
Yes,
come
ma'am.
out to
Yes,
ma'am.
and feel comfortable with. And now we've got a few people have joined our team. We have a couple more people coming on.
Absolutely.
I just talked to Lisa over at Goodwill today, and they're going to be helping us with a couple of more employees.
Oh, amen.
Oh,
and,
yes,
Very nice.
yes.
and
That's
I
the
am
adult
so
reentry.
excited.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah,
I am
Lisa
so
over there.
excited.
Yeah,
Right?
Lisa Larrabee.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
We,
Yeah.
we're due to sit down with Lance Meeks also,
Yeah,
and Bear.
that's great.
We have a lot of things on the horizon, man, and it's all about this thing called community,
Mm.
and community is method. Everything the Bridging Futures does is based upon community is method. And when when it comes to where I've come from, I love that. I love that you said that, Tommy, because I mean that is such an integral part of where I'm going, because I know it.
Yeah.
And community is method. All I want to do at this point in my life is serve. You know what I mean? All I want to do is serve my God and serve this community, serve the disadvantaged and the people that are out
And what
there.
those initials stand for?
Which initials?
For impact.
Oh, Impact, the Impact Project. Yeah, that's innovative methods providing assistance continuum together.
Oh.
I
This
love it.
is
Together,
all
yes.
about us
Yes.
collaborating, partnering up, the people that are doing right for the right reasons. And I'm telling you, I don't have a better model or teacher than this woman sitting next to me, because this nonprofit, I didn't get no funding to do that. I didn't get a
my
loan to do
goodness.
that.
Oh,
I didn't
my
get tax
goodness.
exemption. I didn't organize this. I did this with this woman, our partners. Will, a big part of that, a huge part of that. So no, he is going to be a part of that. Tommy also. You know, you guys have been models to the direction I want to go, and teachers along the way. There's nothing more important to me than this community as method model.
Blessings be to his name.
And I love it when
Blessings be
when
to
he
his name.
brought the project to me. We were driving to Phoenix, and and on the way back they handed me a piece of paper that said Bridging Futures, and I was reading it, and I'm like, you know what? This is beautiful. I love this. I mean I believe in it. I believe in Denver. Denver he is amazing. And one of the other things about this project is peer to peer. So there's also men coming out peer to peer. They get to talk to their peers. They get to
Absolutely.
share things with them. And we started out, I believe, with Governor Ducey. When I was doing my supervision one year, I noticed that he'd been in there, you know, kind of finagling some of the testing questions. Like, in other words, you couldn't just copy paste and read it and put ABC.
Absolutely.
But he wanted me to read every single word, which we should be doing anyway, I know. But he was like, it was like he was trying to say something. So, and I noticed the peer-to-peer model. And so then when we started that 5 to 6 month project with the men coming out, I saw exactly what he was talking about. And I know that Governor Katie Hobbs is also on the same project that he was going on. And I'm really excited because they believe in these men coming out. Now, they also have asked us to create a 90-day program going inside for 90 days and evaluating and looking and seeing, you know, who's safe, who's coming out, what
Giving
the
them
best.
a hand up.
Yeah.
Giving
Giving
those
them a
guys a
hand
little
up.
Yeah.
intro.
So
Yeah.
T, that's gonna have to be something that
Yeah.
we're gonna need you
Yeah.
to come in for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we've talked about it on the show before. Fritzie Horowitz is a renowned traumatologist, and she goes into the prisons. And she goes into the prisons, she gets 150 inmates out on the rec field, and she goes through the ACE exam.
Oh,
and,
wow.
and she puts them all in a circle, and she stands in the middle of the
Oh,
circle
my
with a megaphone. And she says, when I ask the question, if you say yes, you take a step toward the
forward.
center of the circle.
Absolutely.
150 inmates in this one that she did. By the time she got to 10, most everybody was
Absolutely.
in the center
Absolutely.
and didn't have any place to stand because they were so far in the center with her because they said yes to so many of the questions.
Yes.
And ACE is the Acute Childhood Experiences Test. It has 10 questions, and she goes through it. And didn't matter what color they were, what shape they
Absolutely.
were, what
Right.
size they were.
Absolutely.
They
Yeah.
were all in the center because they all
Right.
said yes to those questions.
Yeah.
And when we recognize that the things that happen to us
Are traumatic.
are traumatic,
Yes.
right? And those traumatic events changed our life. But you know what? We're not alone
That's
No.
right.
because all those people are in the middle of the circle with us.
That's
Right.
right.
Right? So
That's our
recognize you're
community.
not on your own. Open
Right.
your mouth. And when you
Yeah.
speak, people jump on board.
That's
I'm
right.
going to give you like 15 seconds, bro. Tell me what you want to say.
I want to say be involved in your community. I want to say the community is the biggest and most prominent method to healing, and we need that. We need that since COVID. We need that now.
Go.
And we need the community to come together as a whole, be part of this project. That 5 or 6 months we were doing this, every single buddy in this town was so involved
Yeah.
and so excited that I just Everybody gets involved.
Come on, bro.
I'm gonna say Fresh Start. I'm gonna say Building Bridges, and I'm gonna say Perception Counseling.
Bridging future.
Fresh start. Have a fresh start. This is Saturday. Get out to Zion City. Get you 60 pounds of produce for $10 donation.